Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the 191 Motorsports season finale here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The Neon Knights 188 here is going to wrap up the season, but we don't know who's going to win the championship just yet. It is a very close battle here coming into tonight. Heading in, it is Michael Casey leading the way by 8 points, Billy Rickett in second, and then another 11 points back to Michael Rakes, and then another 9 points back to Zane Bierman. Those are the four that are still mathematically in contention. Matthew Jordan just a bit too far out as he's another 11 points back there in fifth place in the points. But the first stone has already been cast here, and Billy Rickett with the pole here tonight going to pick up a big valuable bonus point, and that's going to drop that lead for Casey down to 7. So 7 points separating Mike Casey and Billy Rickett at the top of the boards. It can be a little bit tougher for Rakes and Bierman to try and get up there and make a late move here in the points, but you never know. It is time to do a little gambling here out here in the desert. Carl Hamburg joining the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, this is a great fast track to kind of finish out the season, and there's quite a bit on the line.
Lots on the line, and I guess no better location than Vegas, right? So obviously going to be out here for 188 miles tonight, and going to see who's going to be the victor, who's going to be the champion, who's going to be the winner of the race. I mean, there's so many interesting things going on. It's underneath the lights. I mean, so exciting out there. We've got 16 viewers out there right now, hoping to see the numbers climb tonight. All you viewers have been fantastic on Sunday nights, with as high as like 40 plus, and looking possibly to hit over 50. So just want to welcome everybody that's out there: Barry, Sue, Renee, Samantha. Who else is out there? I want to make sure I miss anybody. I've seen somebody. But Lavish. So definitely welcome to the finale here with 191. We are, motors are started and they're taking their pace lap here at Vegas. We'll go ahead and give you a rundown of their qualifying order to see where your favorite driver might start the evening. And it's going to be Billy Rickett one more time on the pole here with Jason Christman on the outside. Matthew Jordan starting up there very high tonight with Tony Brennan on the outside on row number 2, number 3, Douglas Ivey and Michael Casey. Zane Bierman and Zach Pierre, and back there on row number 4, row number 5 with Shane Wheeldon and Robbie Miner. Paul Helms, Michael Rakes on row number 6 with Patrick Gepner and Travis Noble back on row number 7. Row number 8 made of Thomas Osborne and Jorge Ledesma. Steve Harris out there tonight with Dale Garner Jr. back on row number 9. The rest of the field starting with row number 10 is going to be Ken Ewell, Richard Hartman, and then Scott Henderson, Easy Hardy back on row number 11 with Wade Inyard from the back of the pack here tonight. We'll see what kind of run he can handle to these to the field, but we're getting ready to go.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go. We're going to go ahead and drop the poll here for everyone out there in Sierra Nation. Who you got for the championship? Is it going to be Casey, Rickett, Rakes, or Bierman? Right now, we got to start the race. Barney's ready. Hopefully everyone out there in Sierra Nation is, because we are green flag racing here under the lights in Vegas. Great start from the field.
A good start by the inside for Billy Rickett to get himself out to the lead toward a turn number 1 entry. Brings Matthew Scruffy Jordan along with him, but side-by-side action for them. Not quite clear of number 98, Jason Christman. He's going to get a little bump there by 33 of Douglas Ivey. Billy Rickett slides to the outside. That pushes the view open for number 23 to maybe possibly come out of here leave. We're 3 wide. Turn number 4 as they head across the start finish line.
And give that lap lead right there to the 98 of Jason Christman. That's a big thing right there, because Billy Rickett wants to get out there. He wants to lead a lap, get one more bonus point there, which will get him to 6 points behind Mike Casey. But we're going to have to put a pause on that. We got a big wreck down here in turn number 1. Quite a few cars involved. And also looks like Osborne, Harris, Robbie Meyer, just to name a few. And looks like Richard Hartman, 4th one involved here. 4 meatballs already here on lap number 2. We'll take a look and see what transpired.
Yeah, seeing the green car going sideways and maybe just a little brush of the bumper there across the nose of the 64. Gets that 33 out of kind of just kind of being high, stable. It finds himself sideways. The 64 ends up getting back up there. Net code coming in involved to spin the Robbie Minor around, and the number 53 is 70 kind of letting up, but that might have been what got him involved here. And then driver just kind of coming right back into the slowed down field there with the 134 getting involved, the 19, the 43. Whew. Carl, a little bit of a brush and then a net code to bring out this first caution here. The evil demon has not seen its end of the day yet. You see the 134 coming into pits more sideways than a crab on the beach. So tough break there for the 134, but it is able to get it in there, so that's always a good sign. We'll go ahead and bring up the tower here. We'll go ahead and so you can see who possibly got those meatball flags. You see Osborne and Hartman with them meatballs, and that Noble, Gapner, Yule, Osborne, Minor, and Hartman all in the pits to get repairs and get this thing back out there. Carl, this obviously been an enjoyment of watching 191 each and every week, but man, they've had their season filled with meatballs, and not like especially here towards the end.
Yeah, and it sucks. And we talked about it week in and week out, and we're not going to even say it until hopefully we don't see it here tonight. But it's not always been the case of the drivers causing these kind of issues here. But here tonight, that maybe just swiping across the nose, as you've seen Robbie Minor going across the nose there of Paul Helms, and starting this one here, not what Samantha out there wanted to see for sure. But it's going to be an interesting one. Just before the caution flag flew, that 7 Billy Rickett got back to the lead. And that's going to be important because he gets that bonus point for leading a lap. So that brings the points lead down to 6 over or behind Mike Casey. And obviously, if Casey gets up there and leads a lap here tonight, that'll negate that and bring it back to 7. But I mean, it's big. Every single point is going to matter here tonight. And of course, these are my calculations, so take them for what you will. And I could be completely wrong here, but this is what I'm getting from everything we've seen. Exactly. But I mean, it's 5 points difference between first and second place. So if it stands right now and Mike Casey doesn't lead a lap here, as long as he finishes second, there's nothing that Billy Rickett can do. So that's kind of what you're looking at. But you go one more point down in third place, there is 34 points. So it ended up being a tie on points if that were the case. And I would assume, I'm not sure how their tiebreakers go, but typically it would go to most wins on the season, and the win here tonight, well, it would tie Mike Casey and Billy Rickett. So we need to figure out what the second tiebreaker would be, because right now Mike Casey comes in with 2 wins, Billy Rickett with 1. A couple other drivers, Levi Poland, Zane Bierman, and Bryce Saucier, also with 2 wins on the season. And then we had Jason Chrisman, Robbie Minor, Hezzy Hardy, and Mike Rakes picking up a win as well. But we're doubled up here one more time. It's time to go back to racing here at Vegas. This time Billy Rickett will be able to get on the loud pedal first, get them set off here. We'll see hopefully a little green flag run until we get to that comp caution at lap 25.
So I guess DK is going to pick up the trading paints here tonight to make some adjustments here, see if I can get that kind of do what it needs to do. But we're back here underneath the green, and we're along forward here with Paul Helms back here in P number 13. As Billy Rickett again gets that good jump down the inside, maybe a little better than the original start. This time allowing Scrippy Jordan to get in front of Crispin as they single out up front, take away that high line, maybe some momentum from that outside, but definitely too wide. I guess, Carl, obviously with the net code stuff, it's, I'm pretty sure the drivers are all aware and probably not maybe instructed or at least made aware, like just kind of be careful how close you get to somebody.
Like that?
Yeah, it gets close. And like I said, it's hard to tell a driver not to do something. But just to get that close, sometimes it's necessary. And that's when the net code kind of takes over. Typically when they would kind of get down there and hold somebody, or you pinch somebody down on the inside, but you pinch somebody down to the inside, find yourself sideways. So not the thing you want to do. The outside it's been more treacherous for most drivers. But I think the Netco has been just as strong on either side of those corners of those vehicles. And I was talking to Carl, I was like, maybe they just need to change the like the dimension of the square or the field around each vehicle, where it kind of it's a little narrower. At least to get over Matthew Jordan up in the wall pretty hard as he's going to slide backward, but keep it going forward here. That was a tough hit as he gets past.
And he's going to get a meatball as well.
He got a hard hit meatball. He's going to go laps down, even though this thing is gone green. He's got to bring this thing down. So tough break for the number 23 as he was running up front.
A couple things, Jimmy. Just a heads up. It looks like you have the VVR overlay up there with the sponsors, and we need to get the overlay up there as well. I don't see anything up there, at least on the broadcast. But meanwhile, Jason Christman is the one out there in the lead. Billy Rickett in second. Now the question is, how hard does Billy Rickett want to push here tonight? Because there is another bonus point for most laps led, so he could very well get him some bonus point if he can get up there and battle with Christman. I know he's one to maybe kind of settle in a little bit early on, but looks like already going down to the inside, looking to try and get that lead back here from the 98. Rickett obviously was the pole seater here tonight, but Christman started on the outside. He's got fast number 98 here under the lights, are 3 wide almost into the corner as Casey now moves himself up into 4th place. Zane Bierman up there into 3rd. Going to try and get a run here on the outside. He got Douglas Ivey, Michael Rakes, Dale Garner Jr., Jorge Ledesma Jr., Tony Brennan, and Zach Peer for your top 10. So your top drivers in the points are all up there, and I would assume if Jason Christman was able to run a full season here with 191, he'd probably be up there in the points as well. So it's a shame that we don't have the 98 in the points battle, but we've got first, second, third, and fourth. Well, they're second, third, fourth, and fifth right now and running.
Yeah, I mean they've just been consistent all season and give them that chance, that opportunity out there, and you see Michael Casey
cuts across
sideways.
The front end of Billy Rickett right there, number 1 and 2 in the points, as looked like Casey thought he might have been clear of the 7, came down the track, and big impact right there is going to give a few more cars a meatball. Zach Peer, like Thomas Osborne, Mike Casey, Scott Henderson, Dale Garner Jr., Douglas Ivey, all picking up meatball flags on this one. Big early developments here, and your points leader, your top 2 points leader, is really involved in this one. Huge impact.
Yeah, just Mike Casey was not clear of that 7, came down and ended up, whether it was net cut or contact, it put the 7 or the 6 around, and obviously getting involved here. But here late, you can see 65 getting into the 31. Not quite clear, spins him around, and then the 70 and the 23, 53,
83.
I think it was. Yeah, trying to get through, and then there's a lifesaver 72,
33 getting involved,
drilling into the 33. The 20 gets into the 31. I don't know. I think some of these late hits could have been avoided, but I'm not out there on the track. I know how hard it is to slow these cars down, but smoke in front of you obviously means a lot, and it's it's kind of tough, man. I just want to go back, and I'm gonna ride on board. I just kind of we'll take it for like real life action. Everything's slowed down up here, so we're gonna go back and we'll click back on the yellow flag here, and we'll hop on the nose here of Scotty Henderson, and we'll take this live speed here to see how fast at the time they have to react. And you're watching out, and you see up in front, and he lifts, just nowhere to go, and just barely clips them. So it's just just unfortunate. It's that quick, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like, oh, you had all day to move. I mean, it's you don't know, cars are sliding, you're going 150 miles an hour, and you don't want to make a extreme abrupt maneuver, depending on your relative. And as your eyes went down there and checked, have you looked on your left and right? I mean, it's very hard to make a decision on how big of this move you need to make so you don't get your car out of shape. But Scotty ends up flipping a car here and some damage, but we'll go ahead and go back live and bring up the tower again, and you can see it. Doesn't look like any, unless they already cleared them. I don't see any meatballs.
Yeah. I think the meatballs were cleared, but there was a lot of damage that these drivers are going to have to get repaired. And I mean, it's enough for some of the cars that I know that a lot of times they try and save that fast repair, at least trying to get to the comp caution at lap 25 and then use the fast repair if they feel their car is that much damage. There were enough cars involved in that one with heavy damage that they need to use that fast repair. And again, one of them is the man you're riding on board with right here. Mike Casey had a ton of damage on that number 6. I don't know if the iRacing gods got the fishing bulls out and reeled some of those bumpers back on, as it sometimes does, but I think either way he had to come in and use that fast repair. That is big in the grand scheme of things, because now you can't make another mistake at the end of the day, because these drivers only have one fast repair, and that is it. You make another mistake, and it's going to be a long night of trying to get that crew to fix everything for you. But right now, Jason Christman, Zane Bierman are the ones on the front row. Pace car lights are out. Time to get this thing back underway. We got 10 laps until the comp caution. We're still not even at the comp caution. We've already had some big developments here, but Jason Christman, he's going to be your control car as we head back to the Echo Park restart zone. He is back on the loud pedal, and we're racing again here in Vegas.
Good stuff from the inside. Outside a little bit slower. Maybe a pass before the line there by number 27 up to 44. So I don't know how they work it here at 191 as far as crossing the start-finish line before the start. But obviously it puts them 3 wide, bunched them up back here just a little bit, so you need to watch. But the 27 does lift, gives those positions back, so maybe that's just what happened. But it's probably better than not, kind of giving that room, and instead of hitting the brakes, causing an accordion, and then wrecking it. And sometimes you might have made the mistake and jumped the line, but kind of keep it going until you can ease it back out, instead of being, oh no, hit the brakes, and then just cause a big old mess. But we're back green here. We're on lap 17 of 125. Laps do go by here pretty quickly. They're about 30-second laps, and we're at lap 17. That comp caution does come at lap under 25, and then things will kind of change up a little bit. But right now, it's Jason Christman all up front over Mike Rakes, Billy Rickett, Easy Hardy, Zane Bierman, Zach Pierre, Corey Ledesma, Travis Noble, Patrick Gettner, Kent Ewell for your top 10.
Right now you see the 18 of Michael Rakes racing Jason Christman hard, because same kind of deal with him. He came in 3rd place in the points, 19 points behind Mike Casey, but if he can get a bonus point for leaving a lap, that could be the bonus point that helps him scratch his way back into the conversation for this points title. But just not able to get up and get around the 98. Looking fast here tonight in that Camper World number 98 here for Jason Christman. So Rakes going to have to slide back into second. Bierman now riding at that high side. New paint scheme on there, Target. Take that as you will. He's on target a few times tonight. And Bierman now going to slide back to 4th, as Rickett is going to slide up into the line there into 3rd. And we'll see if these drivers maybe calm it down here for 5-6 laps till we get to the comp caution. I would think not. This is Vegas. It looks like from lap number 2, all the cards were on the table already, and I would think a lot of these drivers can be rolling some dice here tonight. The 70 of Travis Noble involved in that first incident, 3 wide on the outside, trying to get up there, maybe help his teammate out. He's on the outside right now. Mike Casey, as he scrapes the wall a little bit. Casey trying to work his way back up through the field, but I would think, Jimmy, I would think Casey may try and be a little bit more cautious now with no fast repair in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm anybody, even some of these drivers that we've seen kind of pop up front, throughout the season, the 20 of Shane Wheeldon, Robbie Minor, and some of these drivers back here, Douglas Ivey as well, already kind of being involved and stuff. Maybe just a little patient, knowing that comp caution comes out in just a few laps. They're not going to go a lap down. Douglas Ivey is the last one on the lead lap. Matthew Scruffy Jordan, might even be playing it just a little more. So he's hanging out kind of in a solo zone, but he'll get that lucky dog, so he'll get back up there. Steve Harris, he's going to end up being the first one lap down once they go to the comp caution. But he'll be able to pit, he'll be able to get out there, just ride it safe, kind of take your time, try to stay on the lead lap, and if a caution comes out, you're back in action. until maybe somebody goes a lap down. So those two drivers are still looking pretty decent here. Garner, he's had his time up front, and he's kind of been here and there for number 31. So we'll see if he's got 2 laps down, and so that's a long night here for the 31, but not impossible, especially the odds here at Vegas. But right now is the number 98, Jason Christmas up front, being followed here by Billy Rickett. Just a couple laps left. We'll go back to where they're battling out for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. It's the 18 and the 55, 44, 27. As they got it out there, the Zach attack there by Pierre at 27, trying to get things done here, trying to muster up a good run here, and trying to keep things going on the outside there of Michael Casey. But 2 wide able to happen here tonight. That's kind of one thing I think drivers enjoy, is being able to run multiple lines on tracks and still be competitive, and not like, oh no, I'm on the outside, I'm gonna get past. But they go back and forth, depending on the lap. But the 44, 400, that's off the wall. Gets into Casey.
And that is a huge impact right there, as the stage was about to be done here. Yellow was about to come out. This will most likely be the stage caution, but big developments again. And this time again, the 6 of Mike Casey going to pick up a meatball flag. We'll take a look and see what happened again. Looks like the 44 into the wall and shot down the track. Ends up hooking the 6 here. 27 Zach Pierre, really nowhere to go. And then the 43, Patrick Gentner, is just kind of stuck in no man's land there. Couldn't go to the outside or the inside, kind of just boxed in. And a big moment here, as this is going to take 3 more meatballs to the pits, as Gentner, Casey, and Henderson all picking up a meatball. We are under the comp caution, and man, this has definitely changed up the points battle for sure. Billy Rickett finishes the first run there in second to Jason Christman. Michael Rakes, 3rd place in the points, finishes the first part of this race in 3rd. Zane Merriman, 4th in points. Well, he's 4th in the running coming into the pits. As see the pits very busy here. Most likely everyone coming into the pits here to at least get some fuel, probably a set of tires as well. I know they got I think 4 sets. You got 4 sets of tires in the pits here, so already a 5th of the way through the race. You want a set of tires here and get back out there. But man, Jimmy, we're at the top caution right now. And you see your points leader right there. That is not what the 6 wanted to have happen. And you see that car is not getting repaired because he uses fast repair already. It's going to take a lot for that pit crew to get the 6 back out there.
Yeah, he's going to go laps down. It's not what you want for your championship race. And, already being involved in one incident, those repairs are not going to happen. It's what everybody else wants for sure. Maybe not the way they wanted it to end, but there's the fate at Vegas, not getting the wrong roll of the dice here tonight for the 6. And it's not like he can just kind of go in there and come back out, Carl. That front right tire wasn't even rolling when he got that 6 to stop, so a lot of damage there. And I would say a good at least 8 minutes here, and that's a long time. Even underneath the caution, that's at least 5 to 6 laps, and hopefully he can get back out there. But yeah, he's got a lot of work to do tonight to try to bring something back. But I think the run here for the 6 might be kind of all done and dusted, and we're gonna have to start looking at the point spread between Billy Rickett, Michael Rakes, and Zane Bierman, as they're 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. And depending on how hard they race each other, if they
not over this yet,
if they wrecked all each other out like now, it could still be, your winner could still be Mike Casey. So I wouldn't netcode's a thing. Odds are in the favor of the meatball here tonight for sure. But Jason Cruz's been trying to get this thing done. Does get in the pits, gets back out front. So Billy Rickett's in second with Bierman, Rakes, and Hardy for your top 5.
Again, this is all, you know, our speculation, our assumption of the points and everything like that. I believe they do have a drop race that
that's
you know,
true
have
too.
in the season and everything like that. So maybe not necessarily, you know, a done deal or anything like that, and certainly, you know, not a done deal just yet because you know, the 6 and the 72 still in the pits right now. And we'll have to take a look at some point and see what happened there to Scotty Henderson. It looks like Renee, maybe the bad luck making the spaghetti here tonight. Certainly too many meatballs already, but back underway here. And we got less than 100 laps to go now because we're past the comp caution. Jason Chrisman back out in the lead. Zane Bierman alongside the 7 of Billy Rickett. Right behind him, Michael Rakes. Right now, those 3, second, third, and fourth, maybe the ones that are the 3 out of the 4 left to battle for this points title.
Yeah, it's, you know, right now it's kind of where it's at. So, you know, they got to be cautious. They want to be fast. They need to finish in front of each other, obviously, and then hope that one or the other, you know, I don't think, you know, I don't know how close they are exactly, because I'm not looking at the points, but, you know, I don't know if, like, if Zane was in front of Billy, if he would win. There would have been a little tap there between the 18 and 55. That could have been nasty. That all works out here, but now the 27 looking side inside, number 30, trying to make a move there for number 5. Yeah, 5. And 70 right up there as well. Loose down off that apron. He's going to go sideways. Take a trip down the grass for the 70.
That may bring out another caution. Indeed, it will. Travis Noble looks like by himself here. I thought I seen a car maybe smacking the wall or going into one, but this, and actually it might have been, yeah, it looks like Stephen Harris picking up a meatball flag here as well. Not sure if he was the one into the wall here or not, but you see the 70 just getting loose by himself here out of turn number 4. And not sure where the 134 picked up a meatball, but see right here, the 70 going through the grass. So it looks like the 134 already has a meatball, so it must have missed that. Maybe that happened on the restart of the race.
Yeah.
Or just smacking that outside wall. It can happen real easy with these cars. I mean, it just takes one smack of the wall with that front right coming out of the corner, and it can be a meatball flag that quickly. And unfortunately, not going to be good there for Stephen Harris. But for Travis Noble, all things considered, he's going to lose a ton of positions here, dropping all the way to the back of the running order. But it's still clean. It's still pointing in the right direction. That's what he needs to do here. So he did save it, got it down there, got it on the grass, and almost saved it altogether before it snapped on him. But luckily, nobody else involved in this incident. But going to bring us under another caution. And I mean, can you tell out there that it's a little bit on the line here? It's a season finale, and you know, even for those drivers that aren't involved in the points battle and this points championship coming in here tonight, it's the last race of the season. You want to finish out that season on a high note. You want to try and, maybe get a win. You want to maybe try and get another top 5 to really feel good to go into the off season. Whatever it is, you want to try and do your best here on the final night. And sometimes you push a little bit extra, you push a little bit harder, thinking, you know what, it's the last race. I got to try and go for those moves. I'm not going to try and be timid. And unfortunately, sometimes the wall bites. Sometimes the traction isn't there, like you seen for the 70 as he got a little loose there. But either way, the caution here at Vegas, and we'll see. It doesn't look like anybody coming in the pits this time. So the running order is going to be Chrisman, Rickett, Bierman, Rakes, and Pierre for your top 5, and Hardy, Wheeldon, Minor, Ewell, Helms for your top 10.
Yeah, right now I got Garner 1 lap down, so 17 drivers still in the lead lap out of the 23 that we had. Two drivers down as Henderson and Brennan have hung up their helmets, put the car in the trailer. Maybe join us out there in the broadcast tonight. It's definitely a rough beginning of the race. It's been filled with some action and some high stakes here. You know, regardless, you know, because it's the end of the season, it's the last race to get any kind of points, championships maybe taken away. Or not being able to at least battle for them out for the next, 90 some laps there still remaining. Tensions are high. I'm sure emotions are running rabid. That's why we don't have the radio on for everybody to hear, because you never know what might come over it. It's every now and then you just have those moments of frustration, and you get people to kind of calm down just a little bit, with a little 50 with a bump there by the 55, the 98. So maybe just the drivers having a little bit of fun, but still got plenty of races to go, boys. Don't put too much damage. You might get an accidental meatball. You never know what's going to happen even underneath caution.
I mean, I'm not blaming the CRN fans out there at all, but I mean, technically they voted the most for Mike Casey out there, and he's the first one that's out. So I mean, listen, we've heard enough about the broadcaster's curse out there. I mean, is it the commentator, or not the commentator, the fan curse out here tonight for the sixth? I mean, Billy Rickett is the second most votes.
No, there's no such thing.
Is he gonna make it? I don't know.
The fans are an excellent day.
Good save. Well, pace car is in. That's about to get this thing back underway. As Jimmy said, we still got plenty of racing here. We're only 33 laps in the book. As the 98 is back on the lap paddle, we're racing here again in Vegas. Still anyone's game that is still out there. Certainly for the win here tonight. Second, third, and fourth right now are the ones doing battle for that championship. Just a recap coming in to tonight, and as it stands right now, again, per my calculations, so take it as you will, Billy Rickett stands with 394 points. There's 13 more points than Michael Rakes, and then another 9 points back to Zane Bierman. So, both Rakes and Bierman, if they want to have a shot, they need to be able to finish well, but it can happen. We've seen Rakes, we've seen Rickett multiple times have really good qualifying efforts, be up front for a while, and then all of a sudden things happen to that 7, start slipping to the back of the field later in the race. So certainly not a foregone conclusion as we go 3 wide into 3 with 2 of our contenders, but Jason Crispin seems like he's the one out there in front looking to try and get the win here tonight. That got a little spicy, Jimmy.
Yeah, I thought the 7 was going to end up coming down across to that nose there of Michael Rakes, and they would have took those 2 drivers out. And I don't know if they have fast repairs, so kind of keep them going, and really was able to kind of hold and keep it off the 18. And he's got to be thinking in his mind just a little bit, like, all right, I know my main competitor, Mike Casey is in the pits. He's sitting there going laps down as he gets his car fixed. And these other 2 are behind me in points, so I just got to keep them in sight, keep them close, and possibly be able to walk away a champion. Just, it's kind of been come and go here for Billy. He's been on the podium. We only got a chance to talk to him if he's won, and I'm wondering if he wins that championship, if he'll come up and talk to us one more time here this season. So Billy would grace us with his presence, hopefully, if he does that, win that championship. But he has to be thinking about it just a little bit, Carl. We're kind of like, all right, keep cleaning, and stay within range, so these drivers don't get too far from you. This is a perfect scenario here for Billy Rickett. Maybe not win a race, but win a championship. After the season that he's had, kind of up and down, and getting those bad finishes. Like you said, we don't know how things are going to turn out with the drop race. If they have drop races, maybe it really kind of depends on how bad Billy finishes, and it equals out to what still what Mike had. So I don't know the full scenario. That's the only thing I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's on the league to figure those out and give us whoever wins the championship here. But right now, it's Zane Bierman going for the move underneath the number 98, getting pushed by the 18. Does get a little bump there of momentum and sends him through the corner of turn number 3 and 4. Slide up in front of the 98. He's going to take the lead, though.
Yeah, nice pick for Bierman, because again, it's a bonus point getting that lap led. So now he racks himself up a bonus point. You never know how many points it's going to take to get the championship here tonight. But yeah, I mean, everything that we're giving here obviously is unofficial until we get the official word from whether it's Casey or Big Daddy Pinkston out there, whoever it is, to give us official points results for the end of the season. But either way, it's been a fantastic season. I want to thank everyone out there in CRNH for joining us us along the way here as this is race number 14, and we'll probably take a little bit of a break. Not sure how long they're planning on taking a break, and then be back out in action, and hopefully we'll be along board once again and bringing all the 191 Motorsports action. But still got a lot of race left in this one. I want to thank our sponsors, One Vision EMS and Transports, Kim's Cups and More, and Beyond the Edge for everything that they've done for the series, for the season. Obviously, big shout out to Big Daddy Pinkston for hanging in there and being the man behind the curtains for majority of this and being the race admin. It's a thankless job most of the time, and it's more often than not you're catching crap more than you're getting praise. So we like to give those race admins as much praise as possible from the broadcast booth here, but certainly a lot of praise out there to you in this CRN Nation, because as Jimmy said earlier, it's been one of the most chatty bunches that we have here in CRN, and that's a good thing. It definitely gives us something to take a look at and enjoy out there as we watch these races go round and round. But we're a third of the way through this race, and again, there's been a lot of developments here so far, but right now it is Zane Bierman out front. He's got a lap led now. He's got that bonus point, but again, there's another bonus point for leading the most laps. I know right now Jason Chrisman has led a bunch, but maybe Zane Bierman looking to try and way, but that is not going to be good for the teammates of Billy Rickett. That is the 70, and I believe he might have already been done with a faster pair as well. So the 70 Travis Noble, maybe the next one that kind of bites the dust here tonight in Vegas.
He hit that so hard. Meatball came up. You can see that front right just destroyed as we caught it there live, and he's going to bring it down in the pits and almost didn't make pit road. He's got so much damage on there, so he's going to bring it down here. I'll leave the tower up there just for a little while to see if he can get things done. Steve Harris is done with his repairs and going to get back out there and run things. But yeah, tough right there for the 70 continues as he grabs the meatball here as he gets down into the pits. Zane Bierman leading the way, hoping that everybody can stay, it stays away from him so he doesn't get any of that net code stuff. Maybe embracing the target as he, the whammy target, whatever he's been.
Yeah, whatever works.
Bad luck on the track with net code, and you can only do anything but just kind of laugh it off because there's nothing. It stinks. The net code thing stinks, but they're out here, they're competing, they're going to keep going here. We got a nice sized field here tonight, right? 23 drivers start this race, and there's still a bunch of drivers out there, so they're going to take this thing to the end. And what decisions they make for next season to come, that's on the league. Whether they stick with these Gen 6 cars, which I hope they do, I love them, but I would understand if they move to kind of get away from maybe not so many net codes, and it's going to be a big change because no other car drives like these. The only thing that was comparable when I was driving these cars when they were still the main car was the truck. So I don't know if these drivers would go back to the truck or not, but a little bit of wiggle action there. Back here by number 53 of Robbie Miner is going to fall back just a little bit, but still on the lead lap. He was up there. I think he was in the top 10. Now he slides back to P number 13. So I don't know if you call that a lucky number here at Vegas, but still keeping this thing rolling forward. That allows Wade Enyart to move up there. He's up in the P number 12, up 11 spots to start in the back. But your biggest mover and being kind of quiet right at the moment is Heasy Hardy. There's a one here before, or one in here this season, so maybe looking to maybe get another win here. Looking good at the moment, up 17 spots, Paul.
That lap just barely led by Jason Chrisman. I think he got him by about a thousandth of a second as Chrisman looking to go back to the lead. But yeah, Hardy, I'm not sure if we've ever seen him qualify, or maybe he just had some trouble qualifying every week. Maybe he just likes starting from the back. Maybe he is the Michael Pratt of 191, just like start from the back. But we have seen that 30 certainly.
Oh, you were out for a week, and Michael Pratt started like fourth last week. I'm gonna lie.
I'm guessing that's talking about 12 other drivers missed qualifying as well. I don't think that he actually qualified in
I was
fourth.
like, what is going on here? Like, I thought I was seeing things this last Thursday. I mean, it was crazy. It's definitely unique. So, but he finally decided to qualify. Crazy. And it ended up being an okay race. But anyways, we're here tonight for the finale here with 191 Motorsports at Vegas. We're 51 laps in of 125, keeping things going. Zane Bierman out front, and it is a battle up here. They're 2x2. These drivers aren't going to quit. Net code, no net code. They don't care. They want to race, and they're doing their thing. So that's where the battle is up here, up front, the majority of it. But we can't forget some of the other drivers out here still putting out a good race here. You got number 43 of Patrick Gentner up there trying to get around the 64 Paul Helms and wait in here to NP number 12, following close behind as well, having a good night here. And, sometimes you have a good night, to other people's, bad nights. But, Wade's always out here each and every week and, big part of the series here. So shout out there for Wade for keeping it going here tonight at lap number 50, almost in that top 10.
To Stu, welcome to the party for sure, and certainly I'm sure out here rooting on Billy, trying to get maybe the win, maybe the championship, maybe a little bit of both. And I know it's not even halfway through the race yet, Jimmy, but obviously the kind of the running joke with the 7 is that we only get to talk to him when he gets a win.
Right.
It seemed like we finally broke through, got a win this season. We finally got a chance to talk to Billy. But now, Jimmy, he's running for a championship this late in the season. And, technically speaking, right now, he is your championship leader with Mike Casey in the pits. Now, the question is, if he doesn't win the race, but he wins a championship, is that enough to talk to us? We get a chance to talk to him.
That's what I said. Do I get to talk to Billy one more time if he wins the championship? He's been through the up. He's been, it's been up and down for the 7, and he's consistently there. Whether he's starting on the pole, and he'll have a decent race and then fall off, or he's starts in the back, gets up to the front, and then something happens. But just consistently keep coming back. He keeps hard charging, trying to get up there, trying to get this thing done and fighting for this thing here. And he's fighting some good drivers that are pretty match paced to where he's at as far as skill. So that's why we have so many different winners here in this league this season, because everybody has that skill set somewhere, whether it's a certain track or whatnot, and sometimes just figuring out. And once they get it locked in, and between that and a little bit of luck, lots of winners this season. It's great to see, and even a championship that's this close, Carl. We're talking about the top 4 cars or 4 drivers this season that are really kind of in it for to possibly win this thing. But the 55 is going to go sideways
around here, and he's going to lock it up. But he's going to have some heavy impact in the inside wall. The 98 gets some impact there as well. We'll have to take a look back and see what happened on this one. Not sure if our friend Nico was involved or not, but it looks like maybe, I don't know if it was the 98 drifting up, it was the 55 coming down. Either way, they make contact. Bierman is going to walk away without a meatball flag on this one. He's going to have some damage on this one, but I don't know. This late in the race, Jimmy, we're almost halfway through the race. Do you take a chance on not using a faster pair on this one? It wasn't a meatball. We've seen meatballs plenty of times here tonight, but yeah, the fact that he kind of nosed it in here, it's probably going to be wrinkled in that front end a little bit. Maybe the pit crew can fix this. Do you take a chance and not actually use a faster pair?
Well, let's see. We can do rear chase of this week, hopefully, before he makes a. Does have a little scuff there, Carl, but it does actually looks all right. I've seen a lot worse. So I don't know. I don't know if I would use one. If he has some sort of spotter or somebody watching, it's going to be a tough call. I would even be. If you're coming in now, everybody's coming in. So you take the chance. You're in the back. Maybe you don't take it, and since you're towards the back because you fell because of the caution, and then you kind of go in to see how much damage is there. you take and maybe get it all repaired, just come back out, you know, and then maybe if it's too much and you feel that you need to use it, go ahead and then, you know, come back in a second time and to take it real quick and then get rolling right back out there. But I don't see it going. It's being used right there.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, Jimmy, because the tires already went up, so that could be the picker actually fixing it here as well. So no guarantee if it was used here or not. But one thing we do see is everyone coming in, take another set of tires here. We're about halfway through the race, so not surprised here to say his second set of tires come on. But it's not Billy Rickett that leads him out. He led him into the pits. It's Michael Rakes that leads him out of the pits. So now we have 3 of our 4. Unfortunately, Mike Casey, I think it's going to be pretty hard for him to lead a lap at this point. But Michael Rakes has led a lap, so that basically cancels out the lap led for all 3 of them. Billy Rickett still has that extra bonus point for getting the pole position here tonight, so that, you know, could very well help him out big time. But at the front of the field, you see Mike Casey is back out there. It is still quite a damaged number 6, and I think that thing is crabbing maybe a little bit. Unless I'm seeing something, it looks like it's still not 100% fixed, and he's down 30 laps right now. But again, you never know. You know, if he can just stick in this race, get enough repaired, work his way through, you never know. If, you know, 3, 4 other cars end up wrecking out, maybe, you know, 2 of them are his competitors here, you got to stick in it. You never know what could transpire by the end of this thing. And, you know, same thing goes for who knows where the, you know, if the drop race comes into play here as well. But right now, it is Rakes, Rickett, Peer, Hardy, and Wheeldon for your top 5. Ledesma, Helms, Ewell, Ivy, and Bierman for your top 10 as Bierman drops back quite a bit. Maybe, I'd say getting some damage repaired, but everything looks fine. It looks like it just took a little bit for him to get back away. But since we are right about at that halfway point here tonight, Jimmy, I think it's about time we catch our breaths here and see her and give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it one more time this season.
And give me a little chance to take a break, read some comments, and yes, laugh. I do laugh quite often when I read some of the comments, so I appreciate that out there and all the fans. So guys, we'll go ahead and give you guys a little bit of love here.
More developments here. As you see, we're under another caution here at 191 Motorsports, and this is going to involve one of your championship contenders, the 18 of Michael Rakes, had to take it through the grass, through a little bit of a skipping through the grass. I don't think he was smiling when he was skipping. He was probably holding on as tight as he could, and maybe a little clenching involved in that as well. But he saves it. He survives, and he keeps this thing going. He's still got a chance to get this thing to the end. He's back there now in 16th, though. He's up there in third when it happened. He's seen a little bit of net code between the 55 and the 98 is what started this one, and it brings us under a caution with about 50 laps left in this race. But Jimmy, I say clearly the fans out there enjoying it. I am as well. I mean, certainly you hate to see your points leader get involved in so many incidents here and really kind of change the scope of things. But all in all, I think it's been a fantastic finale so far.
Yeah, I mean, you expect kind of, high stake and great racing, and the thing is that it's been wrapped around your points kind of leaders. It's kind of like where the incidents are happening. They're not the ones out of the mess. They're the mess. I mean, everybody's been in there. I mean, you've seen
they're the problem.
Right? They're the problem here. Like, how are they the leaders, right? But it's been up front. It's because I think each and every one of them would like to win this championship. It's been this close. It comes down to this race. This is the last one. It's their last chance. It's their last dollar. I mean, and they're pulling out like everything they got. Hey, give me my mortgage, and I'm gonna put it on the line here today. That's almost like kind of the way it feels. They want to win. You got Mike Casey getting repairs done. He's laps down. He's still out there. I mean, 30 laps down or not, if it's, comes down to a drop race, he might need to stay out there, and it might be what allows him to win. I don't know, because I don't know all the ins and outs of all their races exactly from start to finish this season. We've been here, but we've got a lot of things going on. But 3 wide here at the start as Jorge Ledesma gets a great run down to the inside of Zach. And up to 30, I think they're going to make it.
Yep, going to save it and get through the corner there. It was the Zach and Zach show on the front row with Bierman and Pierre on the front row. But now Hardy to the inside. Ledesma almost gets into Pierre going into 3 as they were 3 wide again. But it's going to shake out that Bierman is your leader. Hardy, Pierre, Ledesma. Wheeled in your top 5. Chrisman, Osborne, Getner, Rickett back in 9th. And then Ewell rounding out your top 10. Ivy, Helms, Garner, Rakes, Enyart, Jordan, and Minor. Your 17 cars on the lead lap. And then you got Hartman still out there battling in the 18th. Harris in 19th, Casey back out there on the track in 20th, Noble still in the pits getting some repairs in 21st, Henderson and Brennan calling it early here tonight, but it's been anything but dull here tonight under the lights in Vegas, and somebody is going to be able to celebrate here in the desert. You go 3 wide up through the middle is the 33 of Douglas Ivy saying, you know what, I got to get my way to the front, move aside, spread out, I'm coming through.
Yeah, and that's a brave move, and he's definitely got speed. Douglas Ivy's been one of those drivers who can get up there and probably do tires and just try and take advantage. Get up there, do not get away. This thing's not over yet. I want to win this season. So Douglas Ivy at number 33 just tracked on down, coming up on the draft number 30 right now. Going to come alongside Jason Chrisman up to 98 and gets in there. Zane Bierman out front, but they get a good run there on the 55 of Zane Bierman. And leading this thing so far, maybe trying to get the most laps led here. Definitely been out front, has that opportunity here tonight. Things are looking good for the number 55. Knock on wood or not, to see if he can finish this thing here. But here comes the 7 of Billy Rickett. Can't count him out yet. He's all the way back up to Pete, number 5.
Yeah, he came in. That's why he's back there in the back half of the top 10. You see how easy it is to turn that number 7 right now. Taking 2 cars here on the backstretch. You see the 33 battling with the 55 for the lead. That's about to be a 3-way battle because the 7 has caught them. He is there. He is going to jump out to the outside in front of Bierman. Side by side now with the 33. They both got fresh tires here, but Rickett has got that thing wound up, and he's got that thing back to the front.
Yeah, going to take full advantage, pull away, get away from me. I don't need anything touching this number 7 here tonight. It's going to be any fault. It's going to be a fault of my own. So taking full control right now of this race. A nice little lead. It's out to 0.3 seconds now over Douglas Ivy that came up running through the field as well. But you can see the 31's going to go sideways. He's going to take a run down through the field
and get grass again. Apparently he didn't get paid for his first lawn maintenance. He's going down there for one more mow.
He's raking the field like he usually does.
I mean, again, it looks like he's going to survive it at least and get through. He's going to lose some positions here again.
Take a look back here of what happened with 31, but just looks like I think he just lost it on his own here, Carl.
I get a 208 and I get a...
Well, maybe I should go back to what the yellow flag that actually happened.
Yeah, it was really jumping on me for a second, so I couldn't really see what was going on. There we go.
Yeah.
And net code involved there again, as seeing about a foot in between the 31 and 18. And unfortunately, it's going to hook the back of the 31. Sending for a bit of a loop, but no damage on the 18 or the 31, so they both survive this thing, but it's going to again be a tough one for Riggs to get through the field. But now, Jimmy, that's the field that just got blown by Rickett and Ivy. You got to expect they're coming in for some tires.
After seeing that and being like, I don't have a chance now, I mean, you can't take that chance. So, yeah, everybody's going to come in. Billy Rickett might come in again.
Oh,
the fake out by Douglas Ivy.
From Ivy. I like it. And Helms is another one that came in on lap number 75 and got tires as well, so he's going to stay out there with Ivy. Looks like Wade Enyart is another one that pit on lap 75, got fresh tires. He's going to stay out. We'll see. Looks like Dale Gunner Jr. is going to be another one. Again, he pit on lap 75, got fresh tires. He's going to stay out. So we got a brand new top 4 at the front of this field. Rickett is going to be down and away. Just taking fuel here. Maybe it's enough fuel now to get him to the end of this race. We only have 40 laps left in tonight's race. Chrisman going to come out there in second. Zane Bierman, though, he's got some freshies on that number 55, as does Hezzy Hardy. Zach Peer coming out there with fresh tires. Orley Desmond Jr., Shane Wheeldon. But now these tires are only 10 laps newer than the cars that were. It is. But how quickly can they get through those 4 cars in front, and even Billy Rickett before they start to even out?
You can get a fresh new set of tires, and they last about. My experience with these size tracks is about 15 laps before they, like a set of new tires is like they start to degrade and they start falling off. Now, like the drivers out there, I think with the 10 lap old tires, I don't think they're like in like super danger, like getting blown by immediately. But I think it's gonna. They only have about 4 or 5 laps, I would say, and then you're gonna see their tires kind of start degrading and be able to get past really easily. And those drivers behind them are going to be hungry and they want to get out there. We're on lap 87 of 125. We're starting to close in on the end of this thing, the last quarter part of this race, and championships are on the line. So I think you're going to see some big moves. Now, the call there by Billy Rickett for fuel only, maybe he has a set of tires still remaining and is holding on to them, for maybe another caution so he doesn't get left out. Maybe this thing goes green for another 15, 20 laps and then the roles are reversed again. But, he had to drive through the field to get up here. The whole field came in and got tires, fuel. So I don't know if they're good to go. It might be a bigger of a challenge a little bit later on, but we'll see as things develop here tonight. And Douglas Ivy right now is going to lead this thing as he wanted to get out front. Now he is with the number 64 on the outside. Wade Enyart back there on the second row with Billy Rickett on the outside. The St. Bierman rounds out your top 5. Jason Chrisman, Hezzy Hardy, Zach Pierre, Shane Wheeldon, Jorge Ledesma round out your top 10.
Again, it's worth noting that, Rickett does not need to win this race. Rakes and Bierman need things to happen for them to take this championship away from Rickett at this point. So, if Rickett finishes, maybe top 5 is good enough. So, not taking the tires there, I think it's a good move to save those for later in the race. Try and do what you can with the tires that you got. Clearly, he's got the same tires as everyone that's in front of him right now. He's got Wade in here on his inside, heading into 1. Now we're going to go 3 wide, and this is where you got to hold your breath a little bit, pucker up a little bit, try and find your way through as he's going to, as Enyart's going to get shifted back, and Rickett comes down, maybe to try and get to the middle line there, but Hardy was there as they head off into turn number 3. Hardy's going to get to the inside. Now Bierman going to dive down to the inside as well. Meanwhile, Ivy and Chrisman out front trying to walk away from this field.
Yeah, they're nose and tail there, but I think Crispin wants to get up there and battle, so I don't think there'll be a single foul too long. But the 7 does hold on to his spot there. Currently fighting for 4th with number 30 of Easy Hard. He gets a run on the outside with St. Bierman on the backside, maybe a little bit of a push. 98 goes for a move, dives down to the inside of 33, takes over the lead over number 33, Douglas Ivy. 64 now has his mirrors full with the 7, looking down to the inside.
Hardy goes to the outside now of the 7. It seems like the outside has been definitely the place you want to be to make these passes, unless you're going to go for a big slide jump. We're going to have another caution here. Looks like Robbie Minor involved in this one. Hartman, Scruffy, Jordan, Dale Garner Jr. involved. And we're going to see some more meatballs before this race is over, as I'm seeing 4 right now with Jordan, Garner, Minor, and Hartman. Wow. And you see a huge impact there from the 53. Let's rewind it and see what happened here, if he got together with Jordan here or not.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a look here, see what happened. And
major net code there with the 19. Harden back with the outside wall, and look at the net code right there between the 83 and 23. I mean, we talked about it one too many times already this season. I've already had my multiple rants here on the season. You all know how I feel about it, and it should not be the way to end the season, seeing more of this just pathetic netcode, and unfortunately is going to end the night for quite a few drivers here, because I know Hartman already had a meatball. I'm pretty sure Minor had one. Jordan may have had one as well. It's going to take more fast repairs, but man, it's a shame, as Ivy playing a little blinking a little bit, but playing games here, a little mind games, as he is in second. Looks like the 134 maybe getting the wave around here, get himself another lap back here, but it is going to be Crispin, Ivy, Helms, Rickett, Hardy for your top 5, Bierman, Ledesma, Rakes, Peer, and Wielden for your top 10. Check in again on your championship contenders. Rickett right now in 3rd. You got Zane Bierman in 6th and Michael Rakes in 8th. If it stays like this, unofficially it will be Billy Rickett as your champion. And I believe Rakes would actually jump up into 2nd. Casey and Bierman will be close. I believe Casey would end up being 3rd in the championship, as Casey's still out there chugging along, trying to do what he can. But unfortunately, he just can't pass anybody. But now, Jimmy, a couple meatballs.
And, Renee said she had spaghetti tonight before the race. Did you forget the meatballs tonight, Renee? Because we got enough here.
Yeah, the drivers didn't.
Yeah, it's tough to see those things, and they're still up there. So that means Jordan, Garner, Minor, dwelling on those meatballs there, and it looks like they were cleared out, or maybe they got enough repairs done. I don't know. It's they're all gone. So will those drivers come back out? We'll see. It's a tough break there for 23, 31, and 53. They've all had good finishes throughout the season. And, to not have them back out here on the track is it's heartening, like you said. But we still have a race to finish. We're on lap number 93 of 125. Jason Crispin at number 98 back out front here as your leader, with Douglas Ivy, Paul Helms, Billy Rickett, and then Easy Hardy in your top 5.
Once again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. Doesn't cost you a thing to do either, but it just helps out 191 here and getting their videos out there and up there in the YouTube algorithms for more people to see when they search for some good racing here, some iRacing, some Las Vegas, Gen 6, a lot of different tags here that can pop up here, and it's going to show up a little bit higher in that algorithm if you hit that little thumbs up, and Jimmy loves him some thumbs up here as well. Exactly.
Thumbs up.
But either way, definitely thank you to everyone that's tuned in all season long, and especially here to the season finale. Definitely a shout out to One Vision EMS and Transport, Beyond the Edge, and King's Cups and more for everything that they do here for the series. But we got to decide who's going to win this race. We got to decide who's going to win the championship here as well. Both still very much on the line for several drivers. As the pace car lights are out, pace car is in, and we've still got about 30 laps left in this race as Chrisman going to walk him down to the start-finish line, and we're back racing here in Vegas.
Yeah, 98 out front gets a nice jump here. It's always nice to be the control car during a green flag start. That allows you to kind of get out front and hopefully not be side by side with somebody. And unless you spin those tires, we've seen the drivers, not take tires and then they're out front. And what a become a big old mess. But 98 does get back up there. Douglas Ivy getting a run there on the outside, looking right now on the exit of 4, but he's going to cross over down the start for a big move. There's side by side in. I think, Douglas Ivy will get credit for that lead lap.
Yeah, give that lap lead there to Ivy as he wants back in front of the lead, but that 98 is going to keep it rolling on the outside and retake it here on the backstretch. Meanwhile, battling between two-year championship contenders, Rakes on the inside, Bierman on the outside, right behind Zach Peer there as they're battling inside the top 10, trying to move their way back up through the field. Back half right now, the top 10, but it's chaos in front of them as Paul Helms almost loses it there. Ledesma right behind him now. Ledesma looking for maybe a way around, but stuck right now is Hardy in the wall. Not sure if Rick got in the wall there as well, but somehow the 7 is going to save it. 30 around the outside, 3 wide, almost 4 wide here, as it's not go time yet in Vegas, but I'm damned if they're not getting up here, grabbing a seat at the table, and now somehow the 55 is going to save it to 18. Gets backed up, but he saves it here as well. I'm not sure if Nick Code was involved in that one or not, but I've definitely seen the back end of that 55 get tagged, and that was a pretty good tag of the wall by the 55. He's got to survive it, but he doesn't want to become his own target out there, as he's now back in 10th place. He's got a lot of work to do. Chrisman leads the way. Ivy, Hardy, Rickett, Ledesma, your top 5.
Chrisman out front there over Douglas Ivy. Douglas, looking out here and there. Occasionally, he's always had the issue, not consistent, but every now and then, that 33 will blink out on the screen, but seem to be good at the moment. But he's looking in search of that lead here, but battle is right here. Billy Rickett tags a 30, gets involved. The spin the 30 around, throw it a caution one more time.
Yeah, let's take a look at that here one more time, as looks like nobody's going to walk away with a meatball on this one, but looks like the 7 tried to slide in behind the 30. It was not clear. It gets into the back of the 30, spins him around here on the backstretch. Not sure if the 7 has any kind of damage. The 30 gets sent down here to the inside, locks it up. Little kiss in the back end, and that is going to be some damage to the back end of the 30 of Hardy. I don't think he was involved in anything else here tonight, so maybe he's still a fast repair involved for the 30, and I'm sure we'll see him come in there and get that thing fixed. But a couple more drivers here at the front getting pulled out of the wreckage here, as the 30 can have some damage to get repaired. We'll see if anybody else dives in, because we're getting close to lap 100 and getting close to that final 25 laps, which is what we'll have when we get this thing backfired off. You see a little bit of scrapes on the front end of that 70. It's definitely been a little worn in here tonight. And now we'll see if is the 33 actually going to pit this time. He is. No fake out this time from Douglas Ivy. It's like Ricky coming into the pits as well, but quite a lot of cars staying out.
Yeah, and I kind of called that, obviously with the other drivers coming in lap 85, and now we're you know, 26 laps to go, so almost another 10 lap difference. They were able to kind of hang out, still be up the front, but now can they reverse it? 25 laps to go. I like the call here. It's, I think, a good shot. If another caution comes out, that means the rest of the field's going to maybe come in and be like, oh, those guys got new tires. I got one more set in the pits. Let me go take them here real quick and see what I can make happen. But you know, the ones staying out, Jason Crispin, Jorge Ledesma, Zach Pierre, Shane Wheeldon, Paul Helms, Patrick Gettner, Zane Bierman out there, and Michael Rakes and Ken Yule and Thomas Osborne for your top 10. Wade Inyard still hanging out there, right behind the top 10. And P number 11, Douglas Ivey and Billy Rickett with them fresh tires coming out in 12th and 13th. And Easy Hardy was able to recover, and it does look like he got a fast repair, got the thing fixed. And he's the last one on the lead lap, Carl. So only 13 drivers on the lead lap. Next one, and you see there 15th is Richard Hartman. He's 4 laps down, so that's a lot of work to kind of get up there. See a few other drivers on the board, laps down. Jordan Garner now 9 laps down, still in the pits. Robbie Weiner is out in 18th at the moment. And then we got Steve Harris in 19th, Mike Casey there in 20th. You know, and it kind of, you know, Mike Casey might finish this thing out in 19th or so. So that's going to come into play, you know, with depending on where anybody finishes. But right now, Zane Bierman and Michael Rakes kind of have what they want. You know, Billy Rickett a little ways back, and their chance to kind of maybe finish a little bit farther up and maybe get closer to winning this thing, or get enough space between them and Billy. But with Billy on new tires, they're gonna have to hope that things, unfortunately, what happened to the 7. I'm sure a lot of fans out there would like to see the 7 win or finish this thing out as a champion, as maybe the luck has turned here for Billy for the season, battling the 6, you know, all season long and being so close. You know, it could be his night, but he's going to have to come from the back of the field here and work his way up to the front. Yeah, and it's going to be a challenge, so he's got to be careful on his moves here for these next 25 laps.
I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight, obviously, and you know, neither does Jimmy. We try and be as biased as, or unbiased as possible up here, but it's been 7-6, 6-7, all season long with Casey and Rickett. They've been up at the front of most of these races. Only 3 wins combined between them, but they've had enough good finishes that they come into the season finale first and second in the points. But to see somebody else come up there like Rakes or Bierman steal it away here on championship night would be you know, a crazy end to the season, and to show how much parity there's kind of been for this entire season. And either way, it's been a really good race out here tonight, and love to see it. Love to see everyone out there. Seen some good viewing numbers out there, over 30 people watching right now, so we love to see that. But it is down to 24, now 23 laps left in the season here, as the 191 Motorsports wrapping it up here at Vegas. Jason Crispin is your leader. Zach Pierre up there in second. Ledesma Jr., Zane Bierman, Paul Helms, your top 5. Rakes, Wheeldon, Ivey, Hardy, and Gettner for your top 10. As seen a slower car there on the inside. Not sure who that was. If it was just, might have been Harris coming out of the pits. But it is anything but dull here at the front. 3 wide here again, as you got Ivey on the inside, Rakes in the middle, Wheeldon on the outside, as they were battling for just outside the top 5. Now Rakes look to the inside there of Bierman. Not going to happen as they go through turns 1 and 2. So still anybody's game here for the win here tonight. The 98 has definitely been one of the fastest cars, one of the ones we talked about a lot tonight. Pierre gets a little bit sideways in the 3. Good save by the 27. Rakes almost in the back of the 64. Netcode big time there between the 55 and 27. Up across the track is going to get into the 18. Big impact there. And I'm sure that's going to be some more meatballs served up. And indeed, we're going to have a meatball for Rakes, for Pierre, and for Wheeldon on this one. And that could be the end of the night for the 18. See him really limping to try and get this thing back around. You see it right there at the front. 55 and 27 getting some major net code here. It seems like out of turn 4, Jimmy, is where we've seen quite a bit of this net code come into play.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the places, you know, and then the 27 just couldn't control it, tried to keep it off the 18, Wheeldon being right there. You can see the front right tire just being destroyed, you know, up inside the engine bay here. So I might have to check down the in-care center there for the 20. I don't know if he's going to be able to drive that thing back, but a little net code brings it back. So maybe be able to at least drive it back to the pits here. So there's going to be a lot of drivers coming down the pits here to get things kind of fixed and worked on, and maybe some of your points later down there. Jason Chrisman down in here even as well. Jorge Ledesma, Paul Helms, Zach Pierre, Gentner, all coming down in the pits, you know, to try to work things out. Douglas Ivey gets that number 33 back out front. Easy Hardy getting through, and we've seen him involved there up in second. Thomas Osborne, I haven't talked much about the 83, except being involved in that one incident. Billy Rickett makes this that last pit stop look a little bit better here, as he came in not too long ago. We've got 20 laps to go, so the difference now, Carl, only 5 laps. For anybody just came in the pits to get a new set of tires. So not as big of a difference as before, and Rickett's tires, they should be just right, just kind of up to speed and ready to go, and hopefully not much damage or any damage on that 7 in order to give him that chance to that win. But you got Zane Bierman up there in the number in 7th at the moment. Jorge Ledesma comes out 8th, Paul Holmes in 9th, and Patrick Gentner back there for your top 10 at the moment. Zach Pierre back there in number 11, and Ken Ewell at 12th. Those look like we still have 13 cars in the lead lap, so it'll be Shane Wheeldon, as he has that car down there right now. Looks like some major damage on that car, and it's going to be a big one. You see massive damage on that right side, and no fast repair, Carl, and it's a shame there. We've seen some great runs this season by the 20, but I'd like to see him getting himself in that top 5 here tonight, but it does look like that SP racing machine might be in there for a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate for sure, and it's going to be an interesting one here yet, because this thing is still far from over, and we see some differing pit strategies here at the end. I still have no idea who's going to win this race. We've seen all different kinds of things come into play here, but we're down to less than 20 laps to go in this thing. Maybe the championship is now down to 2 drivers, but you never know, because again, Mike Casey's still in the race here. Looks like Steve Harris is Robbie Minor is out of the race, and 7 laps ahead of Mike Casey right now, so maybe Casey moving up to 19th. Some other drivers maybe out of this race as well. Maybe he can pick off a couple more positions. Again, I'm not 100% sure how the drop races are going to go. Maybe Casey is technically not out of this thing just yet, but either way, it's been a fantastic one. We're going to see who's going to win this thing, though, in the final few laps, as this is going to be led by Douglas Ivey here on this restart. Hardy on the outside. Osborne, what's in that 83 up here all night? He's now restarting in 3rd. Rickett, Bierman, your top 5. Back to the restart zone, back on the loud pedal one more time here in Vegas.
If Casey, staying out there and finishing like way in the back here tonight, that whole saying, we can win your race you can win a championship on your worst race. That might be a thing here tonight. If this is his worst race, and the one that's not dropped and beats Rickett's average out, it could be the race that wins it for him. But 43 tagging a wall there, trying to miss the 83. Good job there by 43, maintaining it, going straight and not getting the wall too hard. Taking a little scuff there, sure a little bit of damage, but just still going forward. And the fight up front, 33 leading the way over Jason Christopher and Ledesma trying to get back up here as well. It's been a little while since we've seen the 44 win a race back in other leagues, but out here with 191 on Monday nights, doing a fantastic job at the moment. The 7 there, Billy Rickett, is sitting in your top 5, and more is thinking to his head. I know you can see Zane Bierman. All you got to do is keep them close, not get into each other. It's pretty much that simple for these 2 drivers. Big picture, but the small picture here in the race at hand. They would love to get a win and on that podium, just to talk to us even that way. if they don't win the championship. But great racing up front here, side-by-side action. Jorge Ledesma looking at the inside of number 98, trying to get the run to take the lead. A little tight, brought it down, so good move there of 44 to keep him from sliding up, but loses that momentum.
Big three getting a little shot in turn number 1. Here he gets a little loose in doing so. Griffin and Ledesma both have new tires from lap 105. Rickett, Ivy, and Hardy new tires from lap 99. So they got some older tires. They're getting there with a huge run down the backstretch. Gets into Helms into turn number 3. You also got Helms and Bierman with new tires from lap 105 as Matt got close there. The 98 controlling this field here again at the front. Jason Chrisman has looked fantastic here tonight, but it is far from over. We still got 14 more laps here in Vegas to decide the winner. It looks like the championship right now is going to go down to 2 drivers. Rickett right now up there in the top 5. Zane Bierman right there behind him in 6th. Bierman's going to need some help here. He's going to need to get up there and try and win this thing. He's going to need Rickett to have some issues here at the end of this thing. And you never know how this thing is going to play out. I'm sure Rickett is wanting to get up there and get that win, but like Jimmy said, he's also got to be try to be a little more cautious and be smart about things. As you see right there, Bierman maybe had a chance to get to the inside of Hardy, backs out of it, trying to think maybe a little big picture here as well. He's got to make sure he's got the right run. Now Helms looks to the inside of the 7 as Rickett's going to have to back out of that one. Opportunity there for Bierman to get around the outside.
And gets right at that pass, tagging the wall there, makes it happen. Though gives plenty of room for Billy Ricketts with no net code. Off of 4 here on that one, and he does go around Billy Ricketts. So Zane Bierman now in front of Billy Ricketts, but now he needs to get for all these other cars, and then hopefully Ricketts falls back in order for to kind of clinch that championship here from him. So not quite enough separation at the moment for the 55 and 7, and I think the 7 is like in a position. I'm thinking bigger picture here as a 7. Maybe, obviously this race is coming down. I got 10 laps to go. My competitor that could beat me is right in front of me. And if I can just stay behind him, I should win this championship. So things aren't over yet, though. We're down to 11 laps to go. Jason Chrisman is your leader in at number 98, followed by Douglas Ivy. And then the number 44, Jorge Ledesma.
Desmond hitting the wall there a little bit going into turn number 1, but keeps this thing rolling, keeps it into 3rd. Now you got a battle for 4th right behind him between Helms on the inside. Good to see a good run here from the 64 with those newer tires. Definitely not out of it just yet. Hardy on the outside. He's got 6-lap older tires than Helms, trying to hold them off right now and trying to even those tires out to battle here at the end. But Chrisman has got some of the newest tires in the field, pit on lap number 105. He's got the right pit strategy maybe here at the end to try and get this thing done. Bierman trying to run down and try and get a chance at the win here tonight. Maybe it's enough to get him the championship as well, but the time is ticking away as we head back to the line. We've got 9 laps to go here in Las Vegas, and actually, sorry, 8 laps to go. If I can do some math, or am I wrong? Is it 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 9. Yes. Well, I know it was right the first time. I don't know why I second-guessed myself, but either way, it is a close battle here for second place. As you see, Ledesma now taking it over on the outside around Ivy. And you see Bierman now on the outside of Helms trying to get that thing rolling, getting her to the middle. He's going to get around Hardy, but now Bierman gets into the 64, and who is this going to collect here at the front? It looks like Bierman's going to survive. 64 goes through the grass. We'll have to take a look and see what started this one. Looks like Hardy scraping the wall there. Pierre and Hardy gonna walk away with meatballs on this one. Looks like a bump out of the corner from the 55 into the back of the 33 is gonna start this one. The 64 and 33 end up going for a bit of a ride. Somehow, Bierman just scrapes the wall with the back end of the car, gets through this. I gotta imagine for Rickett, riding on board with him through this incident, that had to be a big old brown pants moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty big there for Billy. As we'll take a look down here at the incident on his ride here. We'll go full speed here and see how fast that happens. You can't even see it, and then you might see some moving around and like, oh no, in front of me, hang on, lift on the gas, hang on to it. Probably some wheeling there with his in the cockpit, just kind of let up and let the car collect itself. Keep that thing safe, but good move there for the 7. riding on top of the 7 to avoid that incident. Carl, this thing is livening up, and obviously the winner kind of, coming down here. It looks like Jason Christman obviously being fast here tonight, and just kind of watching that 98 just kind of continue kind of bouncing back up to the front. Jorge Ledesma, fantastic run, up 14 spots, sitting at second at the moment, and Paul Helms looking to get on the podium here tonight as well in P number 3. Patrick Gentner with a fantastic run at number 43 Cheerios Machine in the top 5, and 4th to Douglas Ivy will slide back to P number 5. Billy Rickett sitting back there in 6th. Ken Ewell in the 7th, and then Zane Bierman's in 8th. Thomas Osborne in 9th. Wade Inyard has broken the top 10 here tonight, right at the moment. And see drivers on the lead lap make that 10, 11, 12. So Zach Gear and AZ Hardy are in the pits at the moment. But hopefully they will fast repair or get enough of their vehicles fixed to see if that number 27 and 30 will go ahead and be able to get back out on track here, because they do have a black flag there for Zach Pierre though.
Yeah, we'll see if that gets clear, but it looks like Hardy is going to have a little bit too much damage. He may be done for the night, as base car lights are going to go out. It is going to be a shootout here to the end. It's going to be 5 laps to go here. Will that be enough? Will that be it? Will we have overtime? There's still a lot to come into play here, but Jimmy, it's go time here in the desert here at Vegas. This is the season finale for 191. Who's going to win the race? Who's going to win the championship? A lot on the line here. The 98ers look fast here tonight. The 44 looking alive here late in the race. So is the 64 and that 43. Definitely keep an eye on them. We've seen the 33 of Ivy be up there for quite a bit here tonight as well. You know, he's racing for it. Haven't talked much about the 19 of Ken Ewell. He finds himself now up into 7th place. Definitely not out of it with how racy this has been here tonight. I mean, heck, you can see somebody from the back half of this top 10. You can even see Zane Bierman back there in 11th. Still have a chance at this win because it's been a little bit racy. It's been 3 wide pretty much as soon as the green flag drops just about every time here tonight. It's about to drop here one more time. Jason Christman is going to be your control car for this one. He's led a bunch of laps here tonight. Pretty sure he's locked up the most laps led here. So now the championship driver is going to get that most laps led bonus here. It's going to go to the 98 as he will lead him back to the green flag, back to the Echo Park restart zone, and he will go back onto the loud pedal one more time here in Vegas.
Here they go, one more time. 5 laps to go as Jason Christman leads him down in turn number 1 with a great start. Paul Helms getting out there as well, moving him in that number 64 into P number 2. 33 Douglas Ivy gets the 3rd with the 44. Jorge Ledesma in 4th. Billy Rickett for your top 5. Where are they going? But they're single file, but they're not for long as the 64 looks at the inside of 98. Let's get this thing moving here as the 64 Budweiser machine wants a lap led here tonight.
Yeah, maybe a lap led, maybe a win, but he's going to have to deal with the 98 on the outside, the 33 on the inside. Helms going to lead a lap here, and it is now 4 laps to go, side by side for the lead, for 3rd, for 5th. It's definitely go time here in Las Vegas. Close to contact there between the 33 and 64, or sorry, 44, but now Rickett to the outside, getting around the 33 of Ivy. Gettner trying to get up there as well. Bit of a bobble from Ledesma. It's going to check up the 33 just a little bit as Rickett goes to the outside. Back to the line. We got 3 more laps to go. Jason Christman leads them here once again. Does anyone have one last run to get to the back of the 98? Right now it is Helms in 2nd. Rickett just not clear, but he's in 3rd right now, heading into 1.
See Kenny will bounce off the ball a little bit. That's going to Wade Inyard up to P number 7. So awesome move here with the number 21. Billy Rickett up sitting in that P number 3, but he has his hands full as the 44, 43 looking to get by. You know, at this point, Carl, you almost like just go. I'll follow. Like there's been so much going on. I don't want Netcode to ruin this night here. I want to be able to celebrate too. I might not get that win, but I might get that championship. And that's what I'm thinking here. Big picture here for the 7. You know, just overall being so consistent this season. See if I can round this thing out with that championship. But right here is the battle. Is 64-44 going for it. As 98 of Jason Christman has gotten out front. He's got out to a little over half a second lead here. It's all about said, done, dusted as we cross the line for the final lap.
One more lap to go here in the season, and Jason Christman looking to finally crack through it. Didn't want to bring it up until now because we talked about it last week. I feel like we talked about it a few times here this season. Jason Christman has had that 98 at the front quite a bit here this season. He has not broken through to get a win until now as he comes through turns 3 and 4. It took him all season long.
Do it.
He's finally going to get a win. How about the battle for second and third? Second place going to go to Wade Engier. What a run here at the end. Some fresh tires, gets a 21 on the podium. I think he's going to be a little bit happy there, Jimmy. Maybe as happy as the man that finished back there in 6th. Billy Rickett, unofficially your champion here this season. Jorge Ledesma Jr. going to round out the top 3 here tonight. Gentner, Helms for your top 5. You got Rickett there in 6th, Yule, Ivy, Bierman, and Pierre. But Jimmy, this race was dominated by the 98, and he very well deserves to celebrate here on the front stretch.
Yeah, he'll bring that thing down here to burn it out. I'll close out some of these overlays so you guys can watch. There for one more time this season, one last burnout. You know, will the Gen 6 car return? We hope so. Obviously, the racing's been great. But even dealing with the netcode monsters, it gets frustrating, but man, these drivers have just been putting on fantastic shows that continue to come out here Sunday nights for the fans out there, and just, you know, like, it's so many different winners this season. I mean, you can't ask for a better, you know, Rolex of drivers that, you know, to choose from, to who could win here tonight or any night. But you know, number 98 does get the win. But we'll run down your finale order here on the screen that comes up here. Your winner is going to be Jason Christman in first. Wade Engier secretly waiting, hoping Wade would get in there, and he does. So gets that P number 2 there for that number 21. Jorge Ledesma we'll talk to as well, and at number 44 finishes 3rd. Patrick Gentner in 4th. Paul Helms 5th. Billy Rickett finishes in 6th and should be our championship. We'll get that official ruling here shortly, I'm sure. Ken Yule in 7th. Douglas Ivy in 8th. Zane Bierman finishes back in 9th. Good run all season long. Zach Pierre back there in 10th. Thomas Osborne in 11th. Michael Rakes, another driver, great season, finishing in 12th. Richard Hartman in 13th. Hizzy Hardy was up there running late as well, but got involved and ends up in 14th. Dale Garner Jr., 15th. Matthew Jordan, been pretty consistent all season long as well, but finishes 16th here tonight. Steve Harris didn't give up, finishes 17th tonight. Shane Wielden in 18th. And then your rest of your field here. And probably the biggest one that everybody's wondering about is where did Michael Casey finish? Finishes unfortunately back in P number 19, and yeah, we don't like to see that for anybody, but had to deal the cards he was given here tonight, and definitely was not what he needed here at the tables. Is Robbie Minor will finish in 20th, Travis Noble in 21st, Scott Henderson 22nd, and Tony Brennan coming home here in 23rd. So just want to say congratulations to all drivers who competed in the season and coming out here each and every week, and even those that are not here tonight. I appreciate you coming out and racing with 191 Motorsports and putting on a great show for our fantastic fans out there. And really do enjoy each fan that comes out here to visit each week. If you haven't already, I'm going to say it one more time. Hit that thumbs, like, bell. We're not going to finish anytime soon here at CRN, but we'd like to see you come back. You know, if not here with 191 when they return, but maybe some of the other series going on throughout the week.
I thank our sponsors here as well, with Kim's Cups and More, One Vision EMS and Transports, and Beyond the Edge for everything that they've done. But it's time to get some interviews for one last time this season. We're going to start off with our third place finisher here tonight. It's going to go to the 44 of Jorge Ledesma. Jorge, we've seen you a champion in other leagues here on CRN. We've seen you join the season about halfway through here, and it didn't take too long till that 44 started showing its face at the front, and probably none better than here tonight. He definitely had a fast number 44 here under the lights here in Vegas, and had a shot maybe to win here the season finale.
Yeah, definitely. I love these Gen 6 cars. So when a couple buddies running in it, Robbie, Andrew, Bryce, and all of them, Tom. So, they said they're running Gen 6 on Sundays. I'm like, all right, I definitely want in on it. And, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough league. There's a lot of fast guys in it. So it's been a hell of a lot of fun.
So it seemed like tonight tires at the right time were, no surprise, a big deal here tonight. We know Vegas is a fast track and one that you're damn near flat out the entire way, maybe letting it roll a little bit through the corners, but it seemed like you needed the right tires at the right time, and you were one of those cars that had some good late pit stop tires on that car and had a chance at the win. I mean, was there anything else you could have done, maybe being up there a little bit closer to Chrisman there at the end?
I mean, honestly, I needed to get a better restart on that last one. I let Paul get around me, and I took basically the 2 to go lap around to the white flag to get around him again, and that definitely slowed my momentum to get to Chrisman up there. But I mean, all in all, I'm very happy to get a podium. Been struggling as of late in this league. I've had some rough luck, and in my other leagues I've had a lot of rough luck too, so it's nice to be able to get a podium and have a good run. But Wade had the best of the night. I mean, shoot, that guy came out of nowhere at the end, so he's the one that definitely had the best tire plan.
For sure. I think he snuck a lot of drivers there at the end. But heck, either way, at the end of the season, maybe the tide's turning a little bit for that 44 team, and you get yourself pointing in the right direction. You get yourself a podium to finish out here. Before we let you go here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I'm not exactly 100% sure whoever puts this league on, but whoever does, appreciate them. Thank you for putting it on. Thanks for you guys for putting on the broadcast. Of course, all my guys over at Revved Up, all of our sponsors, T-Farm Transportation, the No Names, Victory Fuel, Floors by Dennis, and then of course my kiddos, RJ, Braden, Riley. Dad loves you very much.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on the podium here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate, and hopefully we'll see you again next season.
All right, thanks guys.
That is driver of the 44, Jorge Ledesma Jr. coming home in third here tonight. The man coming home in second. We get to talk to him a little bit on the side here and there, but Jimmy, you get to talk to Wade Enyard here because he's on the podium.
Hey, Wade, Jimmy and Carl, what good you copy?
Made it today. Made a good strategic decision.
Dude, I don't know if I was as happy as you in that car. Watching that number 21 able to get a run like that and get yourself a great finish to finish up here in a podium. You do so much for the leagues, not just here at 191, but core. I don't know what else you're all involved in, but it's just awesome to see you get a little bit of success here and get recognized not only through how you sponsor and support all the racing that goes on, but yourself, man, to get your driving up here as you're out here each and every week, whether you got a bad week, or an okay week. Here tonight, you get up on the podium, you get a second place, and if you had maybe a little better run, maybe the newer tires would have led you to a victory. But man, what a run for 21! Give us a little rundown of your race.
It was a good deal. We knew that we had an extra set of tires, and I didn't think I'd been counting. I didn't think very many, if any, did. Because I kind of skipped a stop and stayed in the back in the mid part of the race just because I knew I can get tires to everybody else the whole race and probably finish where I normally do, or I can save a set. And if we have a caution in the last 15 laps, take that set, and then I'll have a chance. That's what I decided to do. And we had that, I think it was 8 laps to go. We had that yellow, and they come in and took tires and restarted. I think it was 10th. I believe it was 10th. The restart, I think, was 10th. Anyway, the car drove like it was on new tires. I don't know. They run like they're on a rail. Yeah, they run like they're on a rail for about 10 laps. And so we had 8 laps of it there, and battled with the 44 car there for a couple of laps, and that may have cost me catching Jason. I don't know. May not have either. But it was a good race with him. Did enjoyed racing him. He gave me plenty of room, and I gave him plenty of room, and kind of inched around him, and he was fighting for everything he was worth also. So that's what it's all about and what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, y'all drove fantastic tonight. You guys have been having the league in general has had some issues with the netcode bug being out there, but here tonight, the odds were a little bit more in your favor here tonight. So I guess no better place than Vegas to take those chances. and make the right call here tonight to get yourself a second place victory. So
Yeah,
I want to say,
it's a good time to gamble. Not just to gamble, but to gamble and hit it right, huh?
right?
That helps. That helps for sure.
You definitely did it right here tonight. So we want to say congratulations and recognize your drive here tonight and everything else that you do for the league. But we're going to go ahead and give you a little bit of time for any shouts you might have in that number 21.
We would like to thank. I know you guys did an outstanding job and partner with us on a lot of things, and that doesn't go unnoticed and appreciated. And then the people that run the league put a lot of hard work. Mike and Scotty and Paul and Richard and Brad. I think I got all 5 of them there. Anyway, I wouldn't have to make decisions all the time that anymore you couldn't pay me enough to make. So they did a great job with that kind of stuff. And then I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And then lastly, I'd like to thank my family. My son, Jacob, he's probably watching inside. And then Kim for what she does. Lets me do this, and then also jumps on and tries to support it through the things that she makes and her crafts and various other ways. So I'm just a very win or lose. This doesn't matter to me. I can finish in last place and be as lucky when the race is over as I was when I started. I'm just a lucky man.
Well, it sounds like the best words you can give anybody, man. And again, congratulations on your race here tonight. Enjoyed this one, and we're going to let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate all you do.
Yes, sir.
See you next season.
Yes, sir.
Is your second place finisher here tonight, the 21 of Wade Enyart. And it seemed like it was something that was taking forever to happen for Wade to finally get up here on the podium, but right strategy, right time, got it done. Something else that seemed like it was going to take forever to happen was to see that 98 finally crack through for the first win of the season. Jason, you waited to the last damn moment, last damn race, but it doesn't matter. That 98's finally in victory lane here this season.
Actually, I won last week,
He did.
so it makes it 2 in a row.
He went on vacation.
No,
Vacation brain, I get it.
Last week, but yeah, well, the problem is I need to talk with our website admin because I think he has the old point standings up
He was
here.
on vacation too.
Exactly, he was on vacation here, but all right. Well, you get back-to-back wins, but all in all here tonight, Jason, you started up here in second. You had a dominating race out here tonight. Netcode seemed like it was going to stay away for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, about halfway through the race, it seemed like coming out of turn number 4 is where the netcode really starting to come into play. But was it your kind of goal to just keep it out in front as much as possible here tonight, run away from all the issues here tonight?
Yeah, it was really hard to get separation out there. Every time you get out front, someone would draft right back up to your bumper. And, a lot of it was just playing with the arrow. Once you got out front, if you could, kind of dive a little bit wider and cut off the air in the middle of the corner to the car behind you, that would really help out, and it would make them tighten up out of the corner. I think we saw it a lot in that second to last run with Doug. He kept trying to run the bottom, and every time that I would cut that nose off, it would just take the air off and he would wash up. But it was just a game of saving tires, really. I played a little strategy game in the middle of the race. I took lefts, one caution, and then the next one I took rights, and it put me in a pretty good spot. And I was able to get right back up to the front. And a lot of it was just once you're out front, just try to control the race. If someone's going to get beside you, you want them on the inside of you. The outside is where you definitely want to defend. And then at the end, it's just they got jumbled up on that last restart, and I was able to just run away with it.
Yeah, we've definitely seen, in a lot of races in the past and a lot of different vehicles, the dirty air and aero push really come into play. It's not often that we see the draft really come into play that much to even keep cars to close together. I mean, we've been at places like Indianapolis where you figure the draft will be big and it really doesn't do much. The same thing like at Pocono, it keeps you with somebody. But here tonight sounds like it was playing a little bit more of a part in the race. But ultimately, you finish out the race with 2 wins in a row here to finish out the season. But you kind of wonder what could have happened had you had the chance to be out here battling week in and week out and see if you could have been one of those drivers battling for a championship. But either way, it's got to feel good to finish the season on a high note.
Yeah, I like to think if I would have ran the full season, I could have given Billy and every other one of the people up front a good run for their money. I think I showed that I can compete. I mean, it took me a little bit, but finally got back to the win column this season. So really fun. Had a great time this whole season. The races I did make, and I'm really looking forward to next season. Hoping I can make hopefully all of them and put my name in the hat there at the end of the season for a championship.
Well, listen, you came in here. I know you're back in the back half of the 20s in points, but you came in with one of the best average finishes on the season. So that shows what you can do here if you were able to make it every week. So when it comes to next season, definitely looking out for that number 98 to be a threat. But either way, if you don't come away the champion this season, but finishing out with the top spot in the final race is always a great way to end out the season and take it into the off season. So before we let you go and celebrate the win here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Well, I'm a little bit more successful in this league than Cora O'Reilly, so if I don't see you guys again in an interview for a little bit, it's been nice. I love having these interviews. Y'all are awesome. Hopefully I can put together some good runs, though, in the Cora O'Reilly series. Hopefully you'll see that 54 up front a little bit more. Great race tonight. Congratulations to Billy on his championship. Awesome season by him. Super consistent, always up front. Sucks for Mike. He had a really good shot at the championship, involved in the early wrecks and took him out, but really looking forward to getting back out here next season. Thank you to my friends that watch. My grandpa, he sent me another text right after this one, congratulated me again. So yeah, hopefully I'll see y'all again next season, and hopefully maybe at Sonoma I can pull something up, and I'll see you again Tuesday.
Sounds like a plan, buddy. Well, either way, congrats on the win here tonight. We'll see you on the road course on Tuesday, but take some time to celebrate this win.
All right, thank you guys very much. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. That is your winner here tonight. Under the lights in Vegas, Jason Chrisman in the 98 with his second straight win. Jimmy, I don't know why you kept saying this was his first win. I'm going to blame you on that one. But but either way, the man that we only get to talk to when he wins, he didn't win here tonight, but damn it, Jimmy, he won the war. And he is your champion for this season, the 7 of Billy Rickett.
Hey, Billy, Jimmy, and Carl up in the booth. We get to talk to you yet again 2 times in the same season. I think it's going to snow in August in Florida. How do you copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, fellas.
It's always obviously very good pleasure to have that 7 up here. And tonight, we don't celebrate your win, but we do celebrate the winning in the war, the overall war here tonight, and getting that 7 here, the best average finish, no matter what happened out there, all season long, to kind of come in here and win the championship. You guys had like a 4-car battle coming into here, and you survived. What was your thoughts coming in tonight? Obviously, and what besides just winning?
Well, I wanted to qualify up front because you qualify on the pole, you get that extra point. It's going to close the gap a little bit. So we got that done, build up a little bit of confidence. So we got going, had that early contact with Casey there, and I hated that, but just stayed consistent, just chipped away all night, and was there at the end.
Was there any point in the race where you decided, like, I just need to keep my other competitors close now that Mike is, had to deal with his, damage that he had from those earlier cautions?
Well, I had a spotter in my ear telling me where everybody was at on the track, where I needed to be, and he was also listening to the broadcast with the points, what was going on with the points. So I had a pretty good idea of what was going on. Towards the end, it was me and Zane, so I was trying to keep a close eye on him because I knew he was close.
Yeah, it's definitely, having somebody out there for such a big event, to kind of walk away the champion here and finish things off is obviously a positive. It's a known fact that having another person around that supports you while you drive and kind of help, it just makes things a little bit easier. But you did a fantastic job, not only tonight being where you need to be, but all season long. Super consistent. You got yourself a win, even got a win this season, and just being there at the end. And here tonight, we get to celebrate that and say congratulations on your championship here with 191 and give you some time for any shouts you might have in at number 7, man.
Yeah, just everybody in the league. Like, this league is loaded with talent. And I've said it before. If you come in here and you can beat these guys, you're doing something. And just everybody that watches these races, like, I'll send the links out to people, and they'll sit there and watch it. If it's a caution fest, they'll still watch it and root us on, me and Travis. So just very appreciative of them. And the people I've got on my car, I've got a few small businesses on there. Some of my coworkers, Jeff Nissonger, he owns a horse stable up there in Ohio. Shelly Holt, she owns a boutique. She makes sweatshirts. It's called Stitch Happens. And my other friend, Justin Watson, he owns he makes masks. He makes movie quality masks. Jason, Michael Myers, all that. It's called Camp 13 Creations. So just all those people that they support me every weekend with this stuff. So big shout out to them.
Yeah, it's obviously want to say you appreciate those shouts, man. It means a lot to not only us, but I'm sure the people that support you as well. And again, congratulations on a job well done for the entire season, coming home the victor. So we'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
Yes, sir. Going to be a cold one tonight. Bush latte.
Yes, sir.
That is your championship victor here for the season, the 7 of Billy Rickett. And I mean, one win on the season is all it took. It was consistency that finally reigned supreme here for the 7. A shame certainly for the 6 of Mike Casey and the others, Zane Bierman and Michael Rakes, who came in here with a chance at the championship. But it is the 7 of Billy Rickett that gets to walk away and you walk into the offseason as the champion. Want to thank everyone out there again for tuning in here for this season. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that Siren has to offer, and definitely check out the rest of the racing that we got going on this week. We got the Core O'Reilly Series, doing a little road racing on Tuesday night. On Wednesday, we got CSRL, Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, and then on Thursday, we got VDR and the Core GT Series. But for myself and Jimmy from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.
Green flag drops on a Sunday night, engines screaming, fists up tight. Discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap 1, chaos, 3 wide deep. Somebody blinks, somebody weeps. Rear view mirror full of smoke. Cut me off, I won't lift. That'll do it, there he goes again. You dive in low, I hold my line. Chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning. League race live and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside. Get you some, hold it wide. Get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride. Kick me out, that'll do it. Back to the pit. Sunday night, engine screaming, fists up tight, discord popping, somebody said, get you some before we're dead. Lap one, chaos, 3 wide deep, somebody blinks, somebody weeps, rear view mirror full of smoke, cut me off, I won't lift, that'll do it, there he goes again. You dive it low, I hold my line, chrome to chrome at the finish line. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside, get you some, hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride, kick me out, that'll do it, back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. You wanna see my dog? Yeah, that eagle on my grill is boss. Talk is cheap when the mic is hot, but back it up when the track gets tight. Slide job sent from outer space. Net code give it, net code takes. Somebody's yelling in the chat. Who drove through me? Imagine that. White flags flying, hearts beat fast. One more corner, don't lift that gas. 191 is racing, don't you cry. If you can't hang, move aside, get you some, hold it wide, get wrecked, get nut, enjoy the ride, kick me out, that'll do it, back to the pits, we all knew it. Sunday night and tempers burning, league race live, and we're still 3 wide. Some got skill and some got